is this okay? This might be my vocal, and I'm way too high. Whoa, that's way too much. Okay, and then the headset. Okay, say something.
Okay.
Okay.
So, Stealthy, let me know if you can hear us now. Anyway, here, let me check it on my end. I'll check it. Hello?
Okay, there we go. So we should be good. All right, so quick recap. You've been, for the past 2 weeks, been playing nothing but Get Ginger Pack. You pulled 3 ambers in a row, and then you...
yeah, it should be back up. The audio should be working now.
Then you pulled a single Noel, and then yesterday you finally pulled a new character, which was Niguan, which was the Jade Palace Empress in Lea Harbor. That's the character from Lea Harbor.
So I got her on a single pull.
Yeah.
So she was literally my last wish.
So,
literally.
So did you pull from? I'm sorry about that for everybody that been wondering what's going on. Did you pull from Hello 3D Print? That's a very unique name, just 3D Print, bro. We'll be talking about that here shortly. So hold your time. You might have some relatable thoughts to give way here, but you didn't pull any of the new characters yet, and it just came out yesterday. This is after the patch too, right?
Yep. Pat.
I'm hoping to pull me a new character today because I'm finding myself more and more buying more of the purple and blue ones, the little purple rainbow ones. Because I find myself getting the blue ones just by leveling characters and other quest things much more often.
Right. Well, I bought those because I knew I didn't have time to get enough in the time frame that was left in the pack that was up.
Yeah.
To pull again, so I just went ahead and started buying some blue ones.
Mm-hmm.
And I pulled it through the blue, but I was hoping for like somebody like Chi-Chi or Mona or something like that, but I ultimately ended up with who I ended up with. But up until that last wish, when I popped her, I was getting ill, bro. I was getting pissed to the point that Stealthy was offering to play my shit to get as many wishes as possible until I got a new character.
Yeah, I thought that for a while. I thought like it's been months until I got a new character, but I realized, oh yeah, I got Cleve, but that was during the islanding event, so that was probably like, maybe half a month ago, maybe like 2 weeks ago.
Speaking of Cleve, just so you know, Stealthy is in love with that little airplane runner.
Did she get him yet, or did she get Cleve?
No, she just did the storyline and got to play as Cleve.
Yeah.
And she was like, she's so adorable.
Little pyromaniac. Well, it's not a pyromaniac when you want to blow up shit, right? What's a pyromaniac for someone who likes explosions?
She's just a bomber. She's like the Unabomber's kid. She just likes blowing shit up.
And just so happens she runs around like an airplane while she's running. Yeah. A little bomber. It's a little ironic.
I personally think Chi-Chi is adorable myself.
Yeah, Chi-Chi is a character I would very much like to have because she would replace 2 of my characters in one go. I need another replacement of Ice character, but I also want a replacement for Barbara because you fight Ice Stain, which Ice Stains in the games are kind of common actually. I'm getting tired of playing Barbara and healing myself and then get frozen a minute later because I'm healing myself.
Yeah, I know that heartache.
And then there goes all the healing I just did. It's like, I'm healing. Ha! Ha!
Yep.
That's not cool.
I know that feeling.
So
that was the frustration with the Genshin.
Uh-huh.
Now we're gonna move on to a topic that is calls me
real quick before you jump at that. How's the Genshin figurine thing going on for the 3D prints?
So I've been slicing that thing. in places, trying. The biggest thing isn't learning how to do the slices, it's learning where to do the slices.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, because the way those slicers work is when you create the plane to slice it,
Yeah.
if there is anything behind it or in front of where you're slicing, it's slicing that hole all the way across.
So you can't like let's say for
No,
a wall, you
can't adjust the plane.
Damn.
No. So you have to turn the model in there until you can get it lined up where only that's there. Now there's some programs, and I think mine does it, but I haven't figured out exactly how to do it, where you could select a specific spot
Mm-hmm.
on the model and it'll slice it, but it's much more difficult to do it that way than to just turn the model and line it up where you could cut it.
Okay, I was thinking that your thing was a little bit more precise, because in Mesh Misher you can cut it, but the problem is it would cut everything on that plane, everything, from the front of the printer to the back of it to the top of it.
And Blender will allow you to select just that spot and cut, but you almost need like an art style tablet and a touch pen to be able to select it, because it's almost impossible to get it exact with a mouse.
Okay, well, speaking of 3D printers and issues with it, you got me interested.
Okay,
one of them specifically.
So, I want you to hear something first, so I'm going to swing the mic. Okay.
Okay.
All right, I'm swinging the mic by my resin printer. Listen.
Whoa. I heard for a second. Oh, that's loud.
Yeah. That is it homing.
Homing?
Yep. And then if you start a print, it goes down and it homes and it starts your print.
Yeah.
Within a certain, I'd say about that much space of movement is where your first few layers start.
Yeah.
It does that the entire time you try to do the print. And then it'll finally get to a spot that it'll move, and it'll never go back down to the correct position. It stays in that good spot. It won't go back down.
Okay, so every time it goes down, it makes that loud noise?
Yeah. For a certain depth.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Let's say, for instance, if I could raise the printer arm up about 1.5 inches and raise the whole bed up 1.5 inches, you wouldn't hear that at all. It only does it in like that 1.5 inches of homing space on the rod. So I finally had worked out some issues I'd had. Remember, we were talking about printing stuff upside down and working with supports and stuff?
Yeah, okay.
Finally worked that out. Got a successful print of a like an emerald style jewel for the nature stone from Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, okay.
Finally got that printed. And I was like, well, I don't have anything I'm going to print the gold bracket out of yet, so I'm going to swap to the purple that I bought, and I'm going to start printing some figurine pieces.
Yeah.
Because I finally figured some stuff out. Started the first figurine piece, and that started happening.
Well, that's a pain in the butt. How's your mom doing the figurines, by the way?
She said she had started on it, but she had to remove some paint because she didn't get it quite thin enough.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming that she's still working on what will work best.
Yeah.
I
did find a couple YouTube channels to try to learn some painting on, but I can't pull it up because I apparently pulled up 2 browsers. I can't get the other one to pop up on my screen for some reason. But
so what I'm going to have to do with this thing is take it apart, see what's causing the binding. If it is actual parts and it's not binding, just parts going out, I priced these parts already. I could buy another printer.
For pretty much just the price of the parts.
Yes.
Oh my God.
So I'm going to take it apart probably after podcast today. to see what kind of, whether it's binding up or if a part's actually going out. But I will tell you, I will not buy this brand again.
Which brand was it?
Anycubic.
Anycubic. You know, I don't really recognize that name.
They're a big thing on like water washable resin. They make a lot of water washable resin. They make a lot of printers. A lot of people use it, but when I bought this thing, I bought it because it would do at least 2K resolution.
Yeah.
And it was a little less than most of the other printers out there, trying to save $1.
Yeah, save $1.
I personally have always used any printer that I've had has always been Creality based or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Hindsight 2020, I should have spent the extra $30 and either bought the Creality or this company right here that makes these little boogers.
Yeah.
They're highly sought after resin printer makers.
Okay.
They get the best ratings of all the printers that I've seen. Is that company, and I'm gonna shoot you a link so you can see what I'm looking at. If I can't fix it this afternoon, I will be purchasing another printer.
I'm a creature of habit. Like I think most of us are, but I tend to, if I find a brand I like and I don't have a problem with them, I normally stick with that brand, and I normally like stick through it, like, you know, to sometimes my default, but so far Creality has not let me down.
Yeah. And see, I didn't buy a Creality resin printer because honestly, I didn't know they had them when I bought this thing. But that's the one that's made by the company that makes your air filters.
Yeah.
And when you go out there and do some research, they get some of the top reviews. They have one that I want to buy later.
Oh, yeah, I've seen this before. I've seen this one before.
They've got one I want to buy later that I'm going to send you the link to, and you'll understand why when you read the specifications of the printer.
Yeah.
It's beefy.
It's a beefy boy.
Yeah, here, take a look. Compared to what we currently have, it's a little larger, and it does some things that I think is pretty freaking cool. So
it definitely looks like mine. I would say that right now. The first one you sent me looks just like mine. I don't know if Creality, pretty sure probably Creality got like the idea from them and they put their own spin on it, because like the bed spot is definitely different from Creality's one. But, and the USB spots in a different spot. Like, they have theirs on the side, so you don't like accidentally smack it in the front. It looks good.
Now the one I just sent you does a couple of things. I sent you a second link.
Yeah, I'm opening it now.
It has 4K resolution. It has a larger build surface.
That's a lot of money.
It auto levels. Shit, that ain't a lot of money.
That's, for me, it's a lot of money.
Okay. It's got a bigger build surface. It auto levels, 4K resolution, and you can put it on your Wi-Fi. No need for USB anymore. You can cut and slice it in your computer and send it via Wi-Fi to your printer.
All you gotta do is hope that power never goes out.
No. It doesn't. It sends the entire file to the computer.
Oh, you mean to the...
And it holds it in a buffer until it's done.
Okay, the printer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, speaking of like power going outage, it looks very good. And I definitely seen that one on... is it Uncle Joey or Uncle Joey's 3D printer? I forget the guy's YouTube channel. Another YouTuber that I watch that does a bunch of 3D printing. If you're not noticed, we're a bit of avid 3D printed fans around here. So, anyways, yesterday our power went out, and I wasn't printing anything, thank God. But our power went out, and my little screen protector with the battery in it kept us going. Well, actually, it wasn't yesterday; it was actually this morning. Went out for 2 hours, and my little screen protector had enough juice for us to at least not be bored sitting there in the dark with nothing to do. We actually had internet for a long time, so I was like, "Yay!"
I have a couple of those throughout the house too. They're called APCs, and I have one on my media server rack, and I have one on my televisions. So as long as I have internet, baby, the power can go out. I can still watch TV because everything's plugged into it.
I was kind of like, I was talking to my wife this morning, like, we need to get us like a solar panel and a couple like large or like reusable, recyclable lithium batteries, and just make us a lithium battery power bank. So
what
when power goes
buy
out,
is marine batteries, because marine batteries for boats are designed to be driven until they're dead and then be recharged.
mm-hmm.
They're designed for that. And get you some solar panels and a unit that's capable of doing the conversion.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as you wire those power banks together in the right sequence, you'll have power.
Yeah, that's what we like to do. It's just because we tend to, some reason lately, at least the past month or two, going out a lot of power lately. We don't know if our local.
Hey, just so you know, the web. Okay, there it goes. The web page was still up for a minute.
Yeah, the local local power has been faulty, but I think a couple converters yesterday might have blew up because it was raining, but it was like, lightning here. Like a long sequence. No. Yesterday it was just, and it was over. And all you saw was a big old shining the light. That was it. It happened 4 times.
Really?
It would just bang over, bright light, and then stop for like a couple minutes. Then bang, bright light, stop. I'm like, is something exploding or is that lightning?
we had one time, we lived in a house where the transformer for the neighborhood was on the pole directly out front of our house.
Mm-hmm.
And that bad boy exploded during a storm, and it sounded like somebody set off a nuclear device outside.
Yeah, so lightning has been a problem for everybody. Yeah, Corvo has a CR10S and a
CR10S and a CR10S Pro.
And I have a CR10 regular, 2 of them, and one CR10 resin printer. I think it's either 2K or 4K. I forget what it is, but got that one from Amazon. And so far, not a bit of a problem for us.
Hey, let me ask you: is this the one that you've got? I looked at some from Reality.
Yeah.
I want to see if this is the one you got.
Okay, send the link to me and I'll open up in a second.
Yep.
So what was this? Okay, you said about wrong brand.
Yeah.
Love
so
you.
To me, the Anycubic is the wrong brand. Don't.
So you're giving it a bad review.
Yes, I'm giving it a bad review because when I did some more research after this started,
Yeah.
there is multiple people that say they bought this printer. It run fantastic like it did for me. I'm not going to say when it prints amazingly.
Yeah.
Okay. They said they run it about a month, which is about how long I run it, and that noise starts.
Okay. Well, the one I got, not the right one. That's the one I got.
Okay.
I got the H one.
But it's crazy because I don't understand. To me, I don't understand if they're getting feedback like this.
Common feedback.
Why things hadn't been changed?
Yeah.
Because obviously it's either A, the track is binding. After you use it for a while, the track in the back that's got your guide wheels.
Yeah.
Either that's binding, or the threaded piece, brass piece that's inside of your neck is binding or the motor is binding. One of those three is binding.
Yeah, you should alter your product to make sure it doesn't have that problem with that having.
If I'm getting feedback like that, I'm going to look at it and go, okay, what's causing the binding? We need to change something.
Yeah.
But apparently they haven't changed anything because people are still having this happen. Now, there's the few exceptions where they say, hey, I've been running mine for 4 years and hadn't had any problems. But most people say that when they get it, it prints fantastically for about a month and a half. Then it starts making these binding noises and it starts grinding. And honestly, I don't think it's the motor, and this is why. After you get past a certain point,
certain height.
Yep, I'm going to put the mic back over here. You hear it, right?
Yeah, I heard that.
You don't hear nothing now, right?
No.
I'm moving it up the rod right now. 10 millimeters at the time, no sound. It's only either at the very, very top or the very, very bottom that it's doing it. So don't think it's the motor, because if it was the motor, the motor would bind all the time.
Yeah.
So it's, to me, being mechanically minded, it's either something to do with the track system or something to do with that brass threaded piece.
And that costs, that both of those little tiny things cost more than the entire printer.
Well, here's the thing. Let's say, for instance, it was the rod causing the binding.
Yeah.
You can't buy the rod separate from the motor.
Okay, bit of annoyance.
The rod and the motor together is $65. Just them.
Yeah.
Okay, if you want to be safe, you need to replace the track system too. That's another $65 to $85.
Yeah.
That, you put those two numbers together, and that's only like $10 shy of me buying the printer to begin with.
That says a lot. If the rest of the parts of it are that cheap comparatively to the rest of the amount of money it would cost to just buy the whole thing brand new all over again.
Right.
That is a little ridiculous, I would say.
So for me, I'm either gonna, like I said, after stream, I'm gonna try to take it apart and figure out what's causing it to bind and see if I can come up with a solution. If I can't, instead of buying a bunch of parts to go into a machine that I'm not sure is not going to do it again, I might as well buy another printer.
My mind would immediately go to oil, trying to oil it down and hope it.
I tried to oil it. I did try to oil it. That didn't do any good. Oh, by the way, though, this stuff right here that you recommended for home, dude.
Yeah.
This definitely works.
Okay, you actually bought that. Wow, that was fast.
Yeah, $4 at Lowe's opposed to $16, $17 on Amazon.
Okay.
So this works.
Good. That means you'll be saving on PD sheets or whatever they're called.
Yep.
Because those do have a lifespan. Did not know that. Now I know.
Yeah, it definitely works, because I had a couple of them stick to that bottom.
Your release bed. Yes.
Yep. Cleaned it and everything. Just like the guy said. Wiped some of that on there, let it dry, filled it up, made sure everything was homed like it was supposed to. Magically printed perfect.
Just boop 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 boop.
Yep.
Boop.
No sticking to the bed. So I'm telling you, that works. You can get it for $4 or $5 at Lowe's.
I might have to pick me up some, because
and it doesn't take much. You squirt just a little bit on a paper towel and wipe it over it real good and let it dry. That's behind me right now, sitting behind me on the cedar chest.
Yeah.
My stuff sitting back there drying, where I just put some on it, because if I do manage to get this working, I want to run a print.
I
think what frustrated me more than anything is the fact that went through the trouble of getting a UV curing box.
Yeah.
Getting good water washable resin.
Yeah.
Getting this little thing.
Yeah, one too. It works.
You know, and getting the air filters and stuff, getting it where it was fixing to be ready to run for whatever I needed.
Uh-huh.
And then it starts doing this.
It is a bit how life works, isn't it? Like, you get all these things.
It absolutely is. It frustrated me very, very much, to the point that literally for about 3 or 4 days, I haven't touched it. I hadn't looked at it. I played Genshin as much as I could, but even when I wasn't playing Genshin, I was pissed off. I'm not going to lie and say I won't, because I'm one of those people, I very much need my hobby to keep me from being pissed off.
Yeah.
Most days when I come home from work.
They're your escape.
Without that, and with having to deal with all the stuff going on at work, I've been a grumpy bastard.
Oh, you know my pain now. I've been pretty grumpy. Well, for a lot of things, but like I said, I try to keep I can't say good facade on. I try to keep a good spirit about myself, but shit is just downtrodden and it's a pouring rain.
I will do this. I will give these a fantastic review.
Mm-hmm.
This shit works amazingly.
Yeah,
like, I couldn't really smell it before, but I smell nothing with this in there.
Yeah, it's such a light fan too.
Dude, I opened the freaking door to check to see where I was in a print.
Yeah.
With the door open and it running, I didn't smell anything because this was sitting in there. I told Stealthy, I said, hell, if I had one you could just take the top off of, I'd sit a camera beside it.
Well, I would say if you could, let's say you can't fix that printer right now. Let's just say you can't fix it. You buy you a new one, right? You plop that boy down. You put that old one to the side.
Yep.
But maybe later on the parts get a little cheaper, and you fix it.
Maybe. I mean, I'm not going to toss it for that very reason.
Yeah.
You're right. But the reason I'm thinking about buying that smaller version of that other brand that I showed you is because A, they get a lot of high reviews, and B, if that small one holds up well, I'm more likely to buy the larger one later.
Yeah. That's usually how it goes.
And then I'll have to redo my couch table over here because you'll look over here and there'll just be printers running in the background.
Well, you're supposed to have your little back not apartment, but storage units filled with printers going in there. But that little job, I don't know what's still going on with that.
No. What happened is that storage building's not for the printers. The storage building's for all the crap that had to go in there so I can make the spot for the print.
Oh, I would have made like storage would have been packed to the brim, but there'd been still no section just for printers, just a button right there.
No,
boop.
We're gonna be good because I'm slowly getting things like this room I showed you earlier. This room is about right.
Yeah. I bet say to the right of you looks good. Now you get to the left.
About got the left. Yeah, you talking about this side?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's all going to change when I buy the desks that are going in here.
Mm-hmm.
Stealthy won't be directly beside me anymore. She's going to go facing that wall over there.
Okay.
I'm going to come down a little bit, and Soren's going to be right here.
Okay. Soren is your oldest?
Yes.
Hope the youngest don't get jealous. Like
he's not, because I got a spot for him too.
we'll make a space.
Yep.
It's nice to know that y'all having so much playing the game, at least together in a lot of ways.
I don't have to do dailies anymore. I get up in the morning to go to work, and Soren's sitting in here, and you want me to do your dailies, Daddy? Okay, yeah, go ahead. Sure.
Get it, boy. Have at it. Yeah. So I got me some new paints. I haven't gotten to try them out yet. But it came with a nice little storage thing, too.
Okay. Oh, that's pretty sweet.
And I put all the paints for the figurines and all the paint for my airbrush in there. At least all the ones that are small like this.
Cool.
So I'm hoping they're going to try this out. But I'm a part of a Facebook group for 3D printing painting. And me, as I always do, I do a lot of research and a lot of research and too much research. Actually, I'm really good at researching Anyways, I'm just not good with financial like Stealthy is. and I joined the group and they all pointed me to like 2 YouTubers. Now I gotta go look them up again because my browser that had them pulled up where it just broke on me. And all of them were like for painting resin prints, and all of them were saying to, even though you don't have to sand the prints once you're done with the resin, just make sure they're nice and cured. All of them are saying to put out prime it. All of them are saying to prime it.
Yep.
And
it makes a better surface for the paint to adhere to. Yeah,
so I gotta get me like not automotive priming. It's like this really like thin, but a really what's it, adhesive primer that you can buy from Walmart. So it needs to be really adhesive and really thin because you don't want to lose the details when you prime it. Automotive.
Okay, I need to know what that is too then, because I don't have any primer for my resin prints at all.
Yeah, like I was like for my CR10 prints, because it has the layers. I got an automotive primer because it was an automotive primer filler, so we could fill in the little tiny, like I said before, the little tiny waves of layers. Well, with resins, you don't need that. So, but you need to make sure it's really adhesive to the print. And they're like, yeah, use this one. And I had it open again. Anyways, so then I looked up the paints, and everybody was saying Color Master, like game version of it. I'm like, okay, well, I got the Color Master because these normally meant for mini figurines. I'm like, well, if it at least covers a good portion of it, I should be able to, do a good job. And if it does really well, I might buy more of it. If it doesn't, I tried some other ones out there because I sent you the video of showing you other paints people use. But I've been learning how to do that here a little bit lately. So hopefully that would going good. But while I was around and doing research, I saw something on Twitter the other day that I thought was pretty damn funny. You know Dolly Parton?
Yep.
Back in the day, when she first posed for like the cover of the magazine of a Playboy, she said she would do it again when she hit 75. Well, apparently she hit 75 the other day. And she went on Twitter to show that she was in like a full-on, she's a 75-year-old woman, in a full-on bunny outfit. And apparently she just did a photo shoot, and she went out to do this for her husband, to go out there singing and dancing for him while she's in a Playboy suits. And I don't know if I should be, like, excited to see that or a little afraid. The woman's 75 years old. She don't very much look it, though. But it's so weird to see that a little old woman in a bunny outfit trying to look sexy. It's like, this is awkward. I don't know if I want to see this.
Look, man. Dolly Parton is Dolly Parton, and my granddaddy, he'd have paid money to watch that shit.
Oh yeah, I know some people just absolutely love Dolly Parton. Oh yeah. But let's see. I had a couple things pulled. Oh yeah. There's a woman, speaking of 3D printing one more time. The first 3D printing home is going to be in Tallahassee, Florida.
That's not the first one.
Not the first one ever, but the first one in America apparently, or something like that.
Yeah, they did some in Canada.
And they did some.
So there's going to be one 45 minutes away from me, basically. Yes. Okay, so I need to know where the hell this shit's at. I'm gonna be driving by taking pictures.
It's in Tallahassee. That's all they described it as. But the first one ever is going down in Tallahassee, and it's gonna be. It's like they've already pulled this. If anybody's never seen it before, it's like a 4-legged machine that they just push over the lot, and the machine comes down on a Z-axis and has an Y or X and Y axis, and then just prints this stuff, this layer of this like cement insulation cement to put it down, and they're already they lay it down in layers, and then when they're done, they kind of sand it all back to be smooth if you want it, or you can keep the look of the layers of the print down. And the woman's like, oh, it's like a plank. She's all happy and shit. And man, I want a 3D printed house. I would live in one. I would. It's supposed to be cheaper.
I'm looking for it right now.
Yeah, it's going down. It was. I think the article.
Shit. Here it is, right here.
Yeah, I think the article came up like 2 or 3 days ago. Send me the link of it. Like I said, mine broke on me. So, and I think there's gonna be. I was talking about my stepdad about it a couple weeks back about it and how he feel about it, and he didn't really care about it, but I do. I feel afraid for anybody. Yeah, this is the woman because she was feel afraid anybody in this career of jobs. Oh, yeah, she's all happy and shit. Damn commercials. She's all smiling and happy about to get her
that's
pretty house.
Be badass, dude.
I just want to walk inside. I do. I just want to
I'm scrolling down and seeing the progress. Holy shit. Like, I wonder how long it takes.
I think the other printed house I heard about, it took them like 2 weeks to get the whole house down.
Jeez.
And this thing's constantly going too. So like there's no, unless something bad happens, right? But like this thing can go for 24 hours and you gotta worry about it. It just goes. You wake up in the morning tomorrow and there's another, couple inches already down.
Yeah, you just gotta make sure that that there's enough whatever it's laying, whatever concrete base or whatever it's laying is in the hopper before you leave that day, and it'll run that night. You come in, fill it up the next day. Hell yeah. I want one.
Like, look at the head. Like, you see the head? Like, it was turning itself. So
I'm looking.
Like, if you pay attention to the concrete itself, the head is turning. So that means it's on the X and Y and Z axis, and the head has its own axis.
Yeah. Man, that is badass, dude. So basically, they come in there, leveled it up, laid down a concrete pad, and they're printing this home on top of the concrete pad.
Yeah, I'm trying to fast forward here so I can get to the pie.
I'm trying to find the video because I am not seeing the video, even though I'm the one that sent you the link.
It's up to the top.
At the very top?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Apparently, they switched the video up on me when I was going through it. Refresh the page. There you go. It's 25-second video, but it shows a lot of the layers already put down. But I would still live in a place like this. I would. I'm just kind of never shows you like how the wiring goes or how the plumbing goes. It never shows that, and I really wish it would show it because I want to know how it works.
I would suspect that they do one of two things. Either all the plumbing and shit is run like stainless steel and bolted to the walls afterwards, and there's like a hole drilled in the concrete to exit.
Yeah.
Or they stub all of it up where it comes up into the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so the printer goes around it. It misses it. And then after it's set for maybe not long enough for it to completely cure, but enough that it can withstand somebody cutting some out.
Yeah.
They cut out for it.
Okay. I can see that.
That's what I would suspect, is something like that.
But see this video and see this guy getting this print down and like watching over it reminds me of me like watching over my printer, making sure like everything's fucking leveled. It's like, is it leveled? Is it coming down good? Right? Yeah, it's coming down good. Yep, it's flat. Okay. It's not unhearing from itself from the ground. It's leveled. It's pretty. And then you just step back and just watch it go.
Yeah, well, the thing about concrete, is, I mean, the weight of the concrete, once it's cured, that shit's sitting. It ain't going no damn where.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not like it's printing on a hotbed that's going to make it peel up around the edges or anything.
But it's in Florida. So, like, if any place to test out whether or not this is a good thing to have for a home, Florida is the best place in my opinion because tornadoes and hurricanes are abound.
Yeah.
So, if they can...
Tallahassee's in the perfect spot. They get both.
So if they can just see if it can withstand those winds and those weathers, then This is the housing of the future. Like I know what you need because I helped build a couple houses, and I didn't do a lot of carpeting and framing of the houses, but I've seen the joints you need and all the bolts you need for tornadoes and hurricane weathers.
Yep.
That's a lot of shit to do. But
Yeah, I've built quite a few houses in my time, including houses that have storm rooms inside of them, and Jesus.
you need a lot of stuff. But if you can just put down a house full of concrete and then say, and there we go. As long as it's not like a regular 3D printer. If something snaps, like half of it goes flying and the rest of it stays there.
Yeah, that would suck.
Yeah, if anybody's ever 3D printed something on a regular spool thing, you break it, normally it'll break me, and like you'll see like the little bit of spool or a little bit of the layers separating themselves, and you can see like what's the way of describe like the break line, but there's always a little bit you can peel off. A little at a time if you can get your fingers on it. I've done it a couple times, so if that happens to the house, well, that would blow, but it's concrete, so more like it would probably chip and break. I would hate for somebody to take a hammer to it too, because, well, hammer meets nail.
Yep.
I definitely look forward to seeing it, and of course, it's gonna be up in no time, rather than building a house the traditional way. And like, there's only like 2 or 3 people crew on that work site. 2 or 3 people. That's it. An engineer. Person help to feed the stuff that lays down, and an inspection crew. That's it. 2 or 3 people. It'd be done within 2-3 weeks. When a normal house takes half a year, if not more.
Yeah, depending on the accessibility of the materials and the number of people working on it.
Yeah. So she will be up in that house in no time. Of
Can't
course,
wait to see it finished now.
yeah. I have yet to really pay attention. I don't think they do the roofing and the 3D printing, but if they did, how would that work? I want to know how the roofing works. I'm kind of curious. If they just like a cake, do they just fly something on top and go, there we go? Just, boop, gingerbread house.
Yeah. Well, I imagine, depending on what they're doing, like, I guess you could do a couple different things. Like, there are homes that have cement roofs.
Mm-hmm.
So I imagine if they put the bracing in like that, they could probably print the roof up there, and then when it was done setting, just pull the shit out.
I would hate for the roof to cave in, though. Like,
yeah, I just about bet you they're going to go up with all the walls and stuff, 3D print, and then they're going to go with some kind of truss system, whether it be out of treated lumber or steel.
I hope for either one of them, and of course it's in Florida, so I would probably go with steel because, well, wood and tornadoes don't always work really good when trees are flying around. If a straw can pierce through a tree, imagine a tree could pierce through a house.
Yeah,
give me steel. Of course, I've always wanted a metal roofing. And of course, this all goes down to the whole, imagination kind of things. And for some reason, my brain yesterday, no lie, I forget, it was from an anime I watched probably a couple weeks back, but I can't remember what anime it was. How I would feel if my body if I would ever wake up and I was another body, would I be comfortable in that body, knowing that's not mine? Would I be comfortable living in that body for the rest of my life? And my brain was just going all over the place trying to find some escapisms because of all the shit that's going on of lately. And of course, with that whole idea, my brain was just imagining things over and over and over again. And
hey, AJ.
I thought I already said hi. Oh, yeah.
I haven't, though.
Oh, yeah. That was me waving my hand when you were like... I know as you looked back there as if somebody was back there. Like, no, I was just waving.
I forgot the kids aren't here today, so I was like...
Where are the kids? The kids not actually, like...
No, they're at Stealthy's mom and dad's house right now. She had to take my mom to the dentist. So she
Again?
dropped them off. Yeah, she's getting some work done, so she's having to go back and forth a couple of times.
And you left Stealthy with your mom.
Yep.
Ooh, this ain't gonna end well. I know how the last time you and Stealthy, Stealthy and your mom was together, things didn't go all too well as far as she was telling me.
Oh well, they butt heads, but they love each other. They just don't always see eye to eye.
She was not happy, but I won't go over to what it was. Hopefully they work. What's the word for it? Reconciliate.
Reconciled.
Reconcile. That's a better word. Reconcile their differences, but man, let's hope for the best. Of course, she doesn't have her. No, she's not very happy. She's come home and play some Kitchen Impact. She'd be just like, new expansion, new stuff to do. I'll have this out of my hair and out of my system.
Yeah, she I wish you could have seen her face. Because she was at the part where the guard walks up to tell the Adepti, thank you.
Yeah.
And boom, server maintenance.
Well,
she was like, I hope it lets me can't pick up from somewhere close to that.
Yeah, I would hate for them to go, fight the boss again. Like, I know you were watching it, because, what do you think of it?
Oh, dude. So, the boss fight with Child was Jesus, is all I can say.
Yeah, but what about
I tell you, I don't know what I was more impressed with, the way they did his, transformations and stuff, or the way I couldn't keep up with how fast she was changing characters to beat the living dog snot out of it.
But did you not see the God fight?
Oh yeah, where they had to do the they made the three ballistas and they had to fight the god and you had to keep all the Fatui away from the freaking ballistas.
Yeah.
Yes, I seen that. That was insane. Stealthy cracked me up though, because there's one point where they start, they rotate.
Yeah.
This one will give you their power. This one will give you their power. When the dude that runs really fast gave her his power, she was already running. So suddenly she's like, Nyong! She's like, whoa. Go down. I don't need to run no faster. I went by what I was supposed to kill. I got to turn around.
Yeah, I mean, I was loving that part. I was like Sonic having me a little moment. I'm like, gotta go fast. Hell yeah. And the cinematics, like, again, that's why I would give this game so much love and credit, because they're doing all these updates of this game and have all these cool events and cinematics and all this stuff, and I'm not putting a single dollar into this game. That is so great. Like, I know there's some people putting money into this game. They are. And I get that. Support the game you love, and I will at some point. But it's so nice to be able to play a game and have so many updates and not have to put a single dollar into it. But yet they still keep on popping out this stuff.
Hey, they reward you for the time that you don't get to play.
Yeah, and then at the same time, like, they didn't, like, that event that you saw was not at the beginning of the game, right? Like, you didn't, that was not there. You get to see it because you're coming into the game late. When I was playing it, I had to wait for that to happen. But I was happy it came at in my opinion, a good time.
Yeah.
But you got rewarded.
Yeah, you get rewarded for the downtime, man. They're like, oh, well, I'm sorry you wanted to play and we had to do maintenance. So here's you some Primo gems. Go get your character.
Yeah, like, thank you for being a good boy. Thank you for being patient with us. Here, shut up.
And you're just like, thank you, sir. Can I have some more?
And of course, you got that little boat selling event browser thing. That's pretty interesting.
That was definitely that was fun.
Yeah, it was a little mini game on a browser, and you have a chance of winning some prisms, some mora, which is pretty much money in the game, some leveling stuff, little side things, little small things you could do each day. And again, all for free, and you could do it at your leisure, and you don't have to worry about, like there's nothing to do in Genshin Impact. There's always something to do in Genshin Impact. Always. So that to me is time wasted, well spent, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So that's why I would say, if you want to try your game, free to play, try it out. I will be playing it after this stream. So if you want to watch that, come on by to my Twitch channel, but twitch.tv/grumpybear. I will be going there after I take up my kids and I come back in. So let's see. I had a couple things I wanted to bring up to you during this podcast, but all my stuff, I didn't write none of it down this week. And I had a thought going on with that body changement thing. A thought about that. What would you think about it? Quick thought experiment here. What would you feel if you actually woke up tomorrow and you were in an entirely different body? Would you be able to live your life in another person's body?
Hey, Grumpy.
Yeah.
I just found something that you were asking about.
What was that?
So, granted, you were talking about a 3D printed home, right? And how they did the roof. This is a 3D printed garage, and it shows how they do the roof.
Ooh, show me.
So, let me shoot this to you.
Give me a second, chat. I'm kind of curious myself. Okay.
So, there you go.
We have a video.
If you look in the video, in the background, you'll see what looks to be a home that might have been 3D printed, and it looks like the roof is concrete.
Okay, so there's the machine. Okay. This is actual live feed. I'm like, this looks CGI for a second there. Oh. Okay, so it looks like they put down some bars.
They put down some kind of support system in there.
Yeah.
Laid in, look like some rebar, and then it just prints a pad.
Right on top of it. Well, wouldn't you be worried about like rain sitting up there or debris? Like, wouldn't you want some kind of slope to remove that stuff?
And you could do that. You could put a slope on it. I mean, remember, it's a printer, so as long as you're only going like 35 degrees.
What is this? Do you see this part right here that I pulled up on my screen? They have a metal bar on it, and they're printing over it at one part of it. What's the metal bar for? I can't hear what they're saying. Do you have any idea? Because I would turn on the audio, but
I think it would have something to do with appliances of some kind. Like maybe it's a metal tab or something that it gets printed into it and allows you to have your box mounted to it. I don't know. Oh, that's interesting. That's really interesting. Huh.
If I was the homeowner, I would be here pretty much every day just watching this.
Yeah, I would be in my lawn chair. What you doing? I'm watching my house be built.
Like, isn't that boring? That one is 3D printed. That just, to me, just looks...
Did you notice that there was a part where there was something in looked like some kind of plastic bag down in the wall?
No, what part of it was that?
Look at the image. Look at the image of where I sent it to you in the link. Just look at the image. Don't click on it.
Oh.
And look what you see it?
Yeah, I wonder if that's... that's not insulation. The concrete itself is the insulation. So...
Yeah, it's not in every hole.
Yeah. So I wonder if they did that to maybe inflate it afterwards?
I don't know.
That's a good thought right there. I didn't see it in the video. At least if it wasn't a video, I didn't see it. I remember when I was first starting up my driving for Grub South, I had to go to this Army surplus because I needed to get a license to go there, to be allowed to go in there to deliver. And when I was walking out the building, there was literally with two guys outside the building talking about 3D printing of homes, and I just turned around and like smiled like, yeah, that's pretty cool.
I love the fact that it puts grooves in it so that the next layer sits into the previous layer.
Oh yeah. I'm wondering, like, how did they sand this stuff down? Like, do they have a big old machine and they just carves at it, or they're in there sandpaper?
You know what? I don't think sanding is the best option for this. I think what you would do is take a big machine and go back and fill over it, kind of like when you're filling in a print.
Oh yeah, okay.
And then make it just smooth on the outside.
Kind of like a plaster, right? You just
right. Somebody take a big old board and put it on there like a big spackle knife and just walk down the side of it and fill it.
That actually is a very good thought, and that's probably what, honestly, I can see that being happening. And
because if you look at some of the pictures later, as it backs away, it looks flat. It don't look grooved anymore.
Mm-hmm. I would definitely ask them, though, if they were printing that for me, to ask them to slat the roof, because a flat roof, that just smells like disaster to me. I don't care if it's made of concrete or not.
Well, remember, it looks flat to us, but for all we know, that thing could be on a slant to one corner with like a gutter to drain it. It could be a gradual slant, and we wouldn't know it from an image from a distance.
There's a lot of videos on whatever house this is that someone recorded for, so I would love to go down there and just see it. Just like, I don't know if it's already done, but if I could just go down there and just look at it, I would definitely be one of those people in that first video watching the house from a distance and just being all encompassing by how cool it is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going. It's crazy how I mean, we're printing houses.
I'm just kind of okay. So if it's concrete insulation, and I want to know, like, what is like their feeding system like? Is it a force system? Is it just a falling system? Do they have to, like, is it like a Play-Doh paste you just kind of squeeze out? And then, like, who came up with the idea of doing this with 3D printing and a hose? I'm sure there's a lot more information about this. I need to look up more about it. I've just been watching mostly just 3D houses been built and knowing what the formula kind of is. I see another image with a plate down. The plate thing got me confused, but like, I wonder if it's like, if there's a concrete machine at the end of it, like a concrete turning bed, and it's just feeding it down into a conveyor belt, and then it's down into it, or is it like in a big old barrel and it's just sucking through the barrel and then squeezing it out the other side? It would be cool just to see it. I would like to see how they feed this thing, and then how is it pushed into it, because I doubt, like with a regular 3D printer, there's something on the other side pushing it in like a spool resin. It's gonna be feed in somehow. I imagine feeding would be way better than a push. Yeah. I want to see it.
I see a video now where they're actually putting the machine itself together on site.
Yeah.
To get ready to print.
So it's not a pre-built machine or whatever. It's just you have to put it together at each time.
Well, I guess it depends on the size of the house, because like this thing is fixing to print's pretty large. Yeah. Oh, you know, you were talking about the nozzle having its own axis.
Yeah. This
video actually shows you the head turning on it.
Yeah. So, and I would hate to see if something happened, like disaster would happen, like if they fed too fast and you just see a big old turd of cement come out. That would suck. But yeah, it's just, I want one. I want a house. Me and my wife would very much like to have a house, and if you could tell me, hey, would you rather buy a house for this much money or just have it printed out? I'll tell them print it. I'll do the rest.
What the hell is that? Sorry, there's like some holes in one of them and shit.
holes in the side of it or holes on
like in the concrete. Like they laid these cylinders. It looks like they waited till it got to a certain layer.
Yeah.
Laid the cylinder in there, and it printed in and around those things so perfectly that now you just have a hole in the concrete.
I'm wondering how does the printer rise? Like, can it rise? Can the printer, like, does it have its own engines to make it go higher if need be?
It has to be able to go up because it has to adjust for every layer each time. But I'm wondering if whatever program they use is sophisticated enough that it knows, hey, when I get to this layer, somebody's going to put a pipe here. So I got to stop, up, over, and continue until I get to the height of the pipe, and then I just go over the top of the pipe.
Okay, so I found a video for you sort of about they're putting it together.
Yeah, wow, this thing just did some kind of design. Yep, it does have a motor that picks it up. I just watched it happen.
Okay. I wonder how much these things cost. Like I'm sure that the cost has already been pretty much weighed into, like, the first manufacturer. Like, I'm sure the first person to build a house, like, they pretty much almost paid for the printer themselves, if not. But how much is it? Like, did it cost to build this machine for a company? And does the cost of it being made outweigh the cost of a traditional house just being made with traditional materials? At this point, I think, like, it's probably been, like, before COVID. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it happened all before COVID. It was paid for. So, like, get on this aluminum or all this steel. There's no worry about that.
They have some kind of tester, handheld tester, that they're about a foot away from it.
Mm-hmm.
That they're shooting it with. That, like, oh fuck, that's what the metal plates are for. Oh shit.
At what point did you see it? Because I'm on that video.
Okay. Is this the video I just sent you?
I'm pretty sure I'm on it because I just saw him build it.
Okay, so it's at about 4:52, you'll see he's got a hand scanner in his hand. Okay. And then if you watch, as it keeps going, he'll lay some plates in there because the printer has stopped in a couple places, moved over a certain amount, and kept going. That's how you get your holes for your boxes for your electrical, bro.
Oh, okay. So it's a supporting bracket almost.
It's just a little, when it gets to a certain height, they walk up there and put the plate in there so it has something to run the next layer over top of.
Yeah.
To make the top of the box.
So a supporting bracket in a lot of ways.
Yep. And the top is concrete because I just seen the inside of it looking up. Oh shit, they printed a fireplace into it too.
A fireplace?
Yes.
Well, it's made out of concrete. I guess a chimney, chim chiroo. I love this. Like, everything about, like, okay. I just seen them put down a bunch of bars. I hope they do that a lot. And I guess for areas that needs to be really, like, supported, they're putting some kind of, like, bead stuff inside of it. I don't know what that's about. Somebody, if you know what the heck they're doing and why they're doing it, let us know, because I don't know why they put the bag in one of them. I don't know why they just put a bunch of beads in them, and they just put a bunch of little tiny metal bracts between certain layers, I guess, to keep it from caving in. I don't really know.
This is freaking awesome.
God, I'm so jealous. I am fucking jealous. I want a home. And look at that. I'm sitting inside the house right now. It looks cool. Yep. I would live in this.
Amazing.
So much. It's so different. It's so unique. But knowing what it takes, personally, they build stairs. They made stairs?
Yep, they made stairs.
Motherfucker. Man, I would live in a place like this and not even, like, think twice.
Hell no.
The design you could do with this. Like you literally can make each room
any shape you want.
Yeah, like it's
anyhow you want it. As many floors as you want.
Yeah, and it's it would definitely be a lot safer than some wood. At least I would feel a lot safer than wood. I will say that. I'm sure people out there. Well, wood is a lot more durable because it can give way to things, and with concrete it's a lot more stiff, so you can't give way to it. Yeah, I get that, but if the house ended up looking like the way the CGI turned out would be, I wouldn't complain one bit. And then, you literally can build stuff inside. Like you can build stuff inside of it because it's 3D printed. Because everybody out there doesn't understand this.
There's all the hoses. There's all the hoses and shit stubbed up.
3D printing, you can literally print stuff inside of things that naturally in the natural world you could not do. You can literally print stuff inside of stuff that is in the housing, but all the stuff inside of it can still move around and do whatever you need to do. I don't know if you can do it with concrete, but knowing that you have that much of versatility, you can make some cool things into your house that normally you wouldn't be able to do by traditional means. I don't know if they had to cover it up, I guess, for rain, maybe, or wind. I don't think why would you need to do that? Why would you need to cover it up? Wouldn't it hold up just fine? I don't know. Now I'm seeing a bunch of metal stubs, and again, I don't really know what the metal stubs are for. I guess, again, to make sure it doesn't, cave in on itself when it's still drying.
They're bringing in concrete hardened roof pieces to set on top.
I've seen all the tubing now for, I guess, the electrical, the insulation, or the AC, and probably somewhere along there, the water line. So, yeah, if anybody's wondering, now we know that's how they get all that stuff around with the house. They just put the tubes and everything in there while they're building the place, and then there you go. There's your electrical, there's your AC, and that looks like that to me. It looks technical, but that looks cool to me.
Yeah.
If I could work on the crew, if you could work on this crew to build this house, would you try it out?
You damn right.
Just to experience it would be.
Hey, I would be the guy. I would be happy being the guy that just walks along and sits the metal plates in. Okay, just as long as I get to see it. Shit.
I wonder how that place smells. I wonder what if it has a smell to it. I would imagine it doesn't have a smell to it. But now I'm thinking about resin printers, and my brain does. Of course, filament printers. Sometimes certain filaments have smell to them. Doesn't smell always that great, but it's not bad. But what if this stuff has a smell to it?
I don't know.
And of course, if
it's cement, I wouldn't think it would be too bad.
And of course, if you need a attachment to this house, let's say you want another room, would you call out the crew to come out there to print you another one?
Yes, you're damn right.
I'm like, just
would I build it myself?
It's can you just print it out wherever you are, and then bring it out to my place and then install it?
Yeah, you call them up and say, hey, I need another bedroom. We just had another kid. A week later, they're pulling up with a semi. Here's your room, sir. Where do we need to sit it? The pad's already poured out back. Just sit it down.
Yeah, wait, give me a second with the hammer. Yeah. Smash the shit out of it right here. It would be you would be kind of I would feel if you built this house. And they wouldn't do that for you. You would be stuck to building a traditional room out of wood and attaching it.
To blow your mind. Here you go. Here you go. You're getting your house 3D printed. Imagine how you could design your 3D print room to be pre-printed. Your tables could be pre-printed out of concrete. Your storage cabinets could be pre-printed, all except for the doors.
The ventilation.
You wouldn't have to do shit, but go in there and sit your stuff down and put a couple doors on.
Yeah, and then the ventilation, if you need it, to have it go straight into place, and you need an extra holes going outside, and my
God, you would be able to design things so much more detailed to the way you want it.
Yeah. So let's say if I would need for whatever reason, ventilation out of my place, put a tube right here and print over it, and then when I need it, untop the cap on it, and then air blow the air out, and then when I'm done with it, cap it back on there, done. Of course, some people are like, well, just drill a hole in your wall. Yeah, but why not just do it while you're printing and making the house?
For real.
Instead of aftermarket thought, do it while you're doing the house. Like, think about, of course, I would imagine you'd be able to control maybe more of your insulation. I don't know.
Yeah, hey, all those open holes in the concrete walls, you could put all that could be filled with soundproofing, bro.
Oh, that's true. For each.
And then you talking about having a dead sound room. There would be no sound coming out of there except for the sound inside that you're projecting in the mic.
Yeah, okay. So maybe that's why they put some beads in some of them to dampen sound, maybe. Or maybe the bag was the other idea for it. I would imagine just some spray foam would be good, but I guess you can't very much do that while the cement is trying to dry and you have some spray foam coming up. Unless you can control that stuff really well. I don't know. It would definitely it'd be interesting to be like, even do some like bookshelves. Like, you know,
Yeah.
you wouldn't very much need. Yeah.
Cement bookshelves.
You wouldn't even very much need to like almost have a lot of furniture. Just build it into your place. It's like, there it is. You don't need
buy cushions to sit on it.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't build a chair out of it. You know, I'd probably like, hey, I want a little.
I would have to be that jackass that had one room that had like a chair or a couch printed into the room.
Yeah.
And then I would cover it with all the cushions, and then one day I'd call a friend and be like, hey, I need you to help me move this couch.
Cats. Of course, like, you know, if someone like, I don't like this couch here. All right, destroy it. Fucking moving it. Just hammer. But it also like a little floating island, you know, and then, of course, I wouldn't do cabinets out of it because, well, I wouldn't do cabinets for kitchenware out of cement, but I'm just thinking like all your countertops could be out of cement for your kitchen. The island in the middle could be out of it, and of course shelvings that you already have in there. If you need more, you can go buy it, but it's already there, already built into the place. You don't need to fabricate or you know, carpet anything up and build it. It's already built into the house itself, and of course, you know, outside air. The AC line could be, you know, adjusted for wherever you need to be while it's going. Of course, they would have to plan for that all. You have to plan all this ahead of time. So it would be just more than just here's a blueprint of your house.
Right.
Here's how many square feet you're going to have. Here's how tall it's going to be, at what angle it's going to be. Nope. Now you got to be planning for where you put all the tubing in. Where are you going to put all the electrical in? Where are you going to put all your, you know, your more detailed stuff in, like a island and cabinets or countertops and bookshelves and then insulation and maybe some outward things and windows and put all that ahead. Of course, you still got to put windows in it. Would you need to frame the window and then put a window in it?
No. Well, no, because if you're smart, you'll know how many layers it'll go up before it actually starts setting hard.
Yeah.
And you'll sit the window in place when it gets to that height, and then it'll run up to the window, pick up, go over it, sit down, and keep going, and it'll actually cement your window into your house.
Yeah, but like, if somebody breaks your window, you might have problems later on.
Son, if they break my window, the only problem they're going to have is how quick is the ambulance going to get there?
Well, you still got to fix the window. The ambulance is still coming, but the fixing it still has...
That's why you have windows put in that have individual panes in it. So if they break the window, you don't replace the window. You just replace the window pane.
Okay, I can see that. But yeah, they build a fireplace into it. They could probably almost build you a shower or a tub into your place if you wanted to.
I'm sure they could.
Probably wouldn't be very comfortable, though. Let's be honest.
Well, I mean, if you're smart, if you're going to have a tub or a shower put in there, you'll have somebody laying the tile up while the concrete's still tacky. True. And it would just be badass. It'd be just built into the house.
So, like, did you submit this down? Yeah, I submitted it when the house was being built. While the house was being built, I didn't need nobody, you know, coming here, laying down cement, then, scraping around and then tapping it down. Like, no. House being built, concrete. I smacked it on the ground, put the dividers between it, and bam, I was done.
There you go.
I bet the guy that built, has made this technology is loving all the free word of mouth and people's excitement for this stuff right here, because
I'm telling you, brother, let them get a couple of years down the line, and whenever I do build my retirement home, wherever I'm going to build it, I might be like, "Hey, Grumpy, you want to come spend a week and see a house be printed?"
It looks like they're taking some pre-printed parts and now installing it into this house. So I guess some things have to be pre-printed. Okay, that's pretty cool. Since it will stick to itself because they're putting bar between it, but it's made out of concrete, so concrete sticks to concrete. It's kind of like resin sticks to resin. Just put them on top of each other and let it cure, and bam, you got it together. Okay.
Yep. Anyway,
I don't know if they just couldn't do a complicated curve or not, but right. All right. So how long we been going now? I've been fascinated about this 3D printing home stuff so much. I've been not paying attention to how long we've been going for.
Yeah, we're over about 20 minutes.
Hit that like button, damn it! I appreciate that. Leave a comment down below. But anyways, we're gonna call it there. I gotta take the kids out. Y'all have a good day, have a good night, and as always, have a good life. Much love, y'all. And
Later, guys.
with my OBS, blah 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 blah. I know it's really weird.